building communities, helping clients to build multi-generational wealth through real estate.
Good morning, Nicole. It's so good to see you again today. Last time when we met, we spoke generally about all the services you offer, and you were so gracious about the services and explaining everything and the benefits that can bring to clients, mutual clients actually. Today, we are becoming more specific about services that you offer, from being a decision coach, mindfulness instructor, also offering healing retreats in South Africa. Can you tell us about each of the programs you're offering and who are your ideal clients?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, first of all, thank you so much to both you and Vlad for having me back on your podcast again. It's a great privilege. So thank you very, very much. Yes. So who are my ideal clients? Well, first of all, if people are coming to me for my decision coach services, then generally they're going through a separation and they are overwhelmed with the legal process, and there's just so much information, and I break that down for them. So it's quite particular, sort of that is a niche client that I provide services for. However, I provide services in terms of my mindfulness instruction and my wellness retreats. That's honestly for anybody who wants some kind of, what I said is, when I was going through a dark time in my life, and when I was just feeling overwhelmed and burnt out, and everybody wanted a small piece of me, and I really thought about what is it that I would like if I could have this magic wand and I could just, get something that just would make me feel good. It was inner peace and inner balance, and somehow expanding time. That's really what I wanted. And so when I found mindfulness, it honestly gave me that opportunity just for a moment to find my inner wisdom, to find my inner peace, to see what was really upsetting me, and then to actually expand time. And I know it sounds crazy. We've only got a certain amount of time every single day. But with mindfulness, you become so aware of where your thoughts are, and that you're spending so much time where it's not necessary for your mind to be. You come back home. You come back to your inner stillness and your inner guidance. And we all have that. We all have the superpower. We just are turned off to it. It's kind of like electricity. Electricity is always there, but the only time we know that it exists for us is when we turn on the light, and suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, there's electricity. It was there all along, right. But we never actually hooked into it. And so for me, anybody who comes to me for mindfulness instruction or my courses, it's to hook them up with the inner guidance and the inner peace. So that's really what my mindfulness instruction is all about, and my classes and my workshops are about. And then, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you mentioned my retreat in South Africa, because that's about connection. And we go into this beautiful savanna of South Africa. We unplug from all electronics, and we just connect with ourselves. We connect with nature. We connect with our inner guidance. We connect with wisdom, and we connect with community around us.
And nature. I mean, it's the nature.
Yes, we're connecting with nature because so where we go is it's called a game reserve. It's a conservation area. And this particular one has got all of the big 5 animals in South Africa. Wow. So all those big sort of lifetime bucket list animals that you'd love to see, this particular game reserve we go to has all of that. And so we go on game drives and we connect with nature, but we also, on this particular retreat, we go into an environment with elephants. So it's not elephants where, you ride on them and, they are still domesticated. They are elephants in their own sanctuary, and they have been saved, rescued. Go into their environment, and the wisdom of elephants and the spirituality of elephants is absolutely beautiful. When an elephant decides to come and spend some time with you and just be with you, the magic that is there. So we're connecting to the spirit of elephants. We're also going to have a beautiful connection with horses and the wisdom of horses. But basically, all around us, you could just be sitting outside um, we call them lodges. You could be sitting outside your lodge and you can just see a giraffe walk by or a buck bounce across. And it's really the connection of nature, understanding how nature is so much a part of us. And when we just sit still with nature, her wisdom fills us. And so this retreat is all about just finding that connection to yourself as well, and finding it because you're out in nature and you're connecting with silence. It's I get so excited when I think about it. And the people who've been on our retreats before, they still write back to us and say, Nicole, like the spirit of this retreat lives inside of us. I've made so many changes in my life as a result of this retreat. So we immerse you in connection. We immerse you in finding yourself, your inner guidance. And it's called the Sawubona Ubuntu Retreat. And I know that sounds really long, but why it's called that is because Sawubona is a greeting in South Africa. It means I see you. So if I would see you, Mitra, I would say Sawubona. And it doesn't mean I just see you in front of me. It means I see you. But I see
Sababona, Sababona.
Sawubona. So it means I don't just see you, I see all of you.
Wow.
I see your past, your present, your future. I see everything about you. I see your spirit. And so that's what Sawubona means. And so that's one of the explanations of this retreat is Sawubona. We want to see all of you. And then Ubuntu is another African philosophy. And Ubuntu means humanity. It means I am because you are. And so I can't exist and show up and be my best without you. We are all interconnected. It's all about humanity. So when I can see you, Mitra, for who you are and connect ourselves and connect all of us in community and humanity, well, that's a world that I want to live in. And so that's what the retreat is all about. So going back to your question, who are my clients? My clients really are anybody who just wants either some peace and calm and tranquility and finding inner balance. And then if they want to go outside of Canada and join us in South Africa, then we would just welcome you to spend some time a week with us.
Thank you for explaining the journey, because at the end, it's a journey. So your clients at the beginning most likely come to you because you're a decision coach. And then while they are experiencing their journey of making decision, having clarity about what they want to do during the whole process of separation, then you guide them through the mindfulness meditation. As an instructor, you just simply bring the inner peace. And after that, they are so connected, not only within their personal needs and wants and understanding what's important to them, but they are also connected to you as someone they can trust and just go through the whole process, through this journey. And after that, of course, the retreat comes naturally. And I can't wait to experience Sabona retreat with you in South Africa.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, the people who come to me for divorce coaching, I always will bring mindfulness into the coaching that we do, because you have to be aware of your body and mind at any given moment to know what decision you have to make next. So you have to, I'm teaching my coaching clients how to respond rather than react, to notice how they're feeling when they receive an email or all this information is coming. Because so how it normally works, I'll just sort of go through the process of how.
Yeah, that would be great. But Nicole, I just thought that we can divide, let's say, decision coach.
Yes.
When you say your ideal client are going through the whole process of separation, does that mean, I understand that you would only represent one of them? And what happens with children? And how would you help them if somebody wants not only to come, one of the couples, to come and see you to make decisions, and then they would need also you to support them and guide the children. Would you do that? Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so I think, I have to be very clear about what the role is of a decision coach. So I'm not representing anybody as a decision coach, because I'm not when you're coming to me as a decision coach, I'm not a lawyer. So I'm not representing anyone. I'm supporting my client through their process, and hopefully they already have their own lawyer and their own legal team and their own therapists or whatever they need. I'm just supporting them with the overwhelm of information that they're going through, so that in the legal process, I can help them and guide them and give them clarity with what is expected of them and what they also should expect of their lawyer as well. So I'm really just breaking down, I'm knowledge broking for them. I'm breaking down all the knowledge that they have. If people want to come to me, as a couple, then I wouldn't really be knowledge broking. I probably would be mediating. So then my role would be different. And as far as the children are concerned, I can't, that's not my role. I'm not a counselor and I'm not a therapist. And if the kids have something to say, then it's up to both. What I would do is, if my client came and said, my kids would like to talk to you, or my kids have something to say, what I would do is I would guide them through the process as to how the voice of their child could be heard appropriately in the process, and give them options and guidance with what that could look like. And because very often kids do have something to say.
Yeah.
And kids are very, very clever. So they will tell each parent what that parent wants to hear, because why would they get into trouble with one parent? Why would they say to their mom, actually, I want to live with dad? Why they don't want to, be ugly, or sometimes I get in the middle of a fight. So very often kids will just say what each parent wants to hear. And then each parent says to the lawyer, I spoke to my kids. They told me exactly what they want, but they're too scared to tell the other parent. But the kid's telling both parents the same thing. So in that situation, what I would really do is help my client break down to really see the truth, to really, from a broader perspective, see how their child is feeling in that situation, what that feels like, what that looks like for the child, and sort of really play devil's advocate and possibly give them questions to ask, or wording to have a conversation with their child, so that the child feels protected and safe. And if the child still says, Mom, maybe I'd like to speak to somebody else, then because I'm too scared to give the real answer, or whatever it is, I'm scared how dad would react, or whatever it is, I would help them through the process. Again, I'm a knowledge broker. As a former family law lawyer, I have all the resources. So I would help them with resources to really help their child.
Thank you, Nicole.
Purple Tree Crew, connecting people, building communities, helping clients to build multi-generational wealth through real estate.